It should look good. So let's just assume it does, okay? Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. I am so excited to shoot this video, and as you have learned from the description, if you clicked on it, first of all, my name is Elizaveta S. Welcome to this channel. Second of all, today we are going to be discussing one of my absolute favorite topics, narcissists.
Give me more. Let me be like I'm a new black. Cutting in your heart. Why be a kid when you can be black?
And I was thinking about what to record because tomorrow I am going to another destination. I am going to Korea, the South Korea, obviously not North Korea, which I actually also want to visit. There is a place where you can step on the border and actually step in North Korea and step back. I want to do that because I want to scratch it off my traveling map. Anyway, as you know, as a psychologist, clinical psychologist, I'm very keen on knowing what this or that nation holds, because every single country, every single place holds a specific egregor, collective consciousness that has its own strengths and weaknesses that this or that nation naturally has because of years and years and years of evolution, because of territory, because of governmental system, because of the way people are raised there, because of society. The common collective consciousness holds a specific traits, if you please. So that is what is called egregor, right? Same as the place itself has its own energy. So whenever I travel, I always ask myself whether or not I record a specific course, which we're going to get to at the end of this video, so keep watching. What is Korea about? So I've been playing with that idea for the past few days and couldn't figure out what exactly Korea, what is Korea going to be about? What is its specialty? Not specialty, specialty. And it came to me. It's narcissism. Today we're going to be discussing what narcissism really is, how to differentiate toxic narcissism from narcissistic personality, where it comes from, and what to do with it. And why Korea? Think about it. Korea is where selfie was born, right? And selfie is a modern modern day equivalent of what Narcissus story in mythology came from. So if you know where the word narcissism comes from, it comes from, I think it's Greek mythology. There was a guy, his name was Narcissus, and he found a reflection of himself in the water and he couldn't stop looking at himself and he died. Okay, that is the story of mythology of where the word comes from. So basically what narcissism is this need of seeing yourself from external world. Okay, you are not capable of seeing yourself internally, so you need some kind of reflection to see you, and that is what selfie is about. Also, Korea is the capital in the world, the new capital for plastic surgery. It is so common to do nose, boob, face, lift, everything. It's really cheap there, and it's so common that a lot of schoolgirls, even once they graduate or before they graduate, they get plastic surgery right away. The external appearance is extremely, extremely important and valuable in that nation. So that nation overall, that country, that egregor, holds the trait of narcissism. So let's discuss what it is. Okay, let's discuss exactly what narcissism is about, because I love it. And most importantly, I love to fight. That sounded wrong, but I love to fight people when they say, be aware of narcissists, don't come close to them, oh my God, red flags, run away, please be careful, don't go there, don't be narcissistic, la 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 la. So America is like, externally, surprisingly, they have this big red flag about narcissism, which is very, very wrong. So what it comes from? There are two different things about narcissism. There is a narcissistic disorder, a personality disorder, and this is where you get the red flags, as in any personality disorder, right? Schizophrenic personality disorder, sociophobic personality disorder, any personality disorder would be a red flag, not just narcissistic, because as in the word disorder, when you have it or when somebody has it, it really affects his life within the society. And then the other one is narcissistic traits, right? Narcissistic personality, which comes from narcissistic traumas when a person was a kid. And that's what we're going to go into today as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have a confession that I am a narcissist as well. But I don't have a narcissistic disorder. I have a narcissistic personality, which is amazing. So do you, by the way. You who's watching this video, you also have narcissistic traits. Otherwise, you would be a complete social failure, which I hope you're not. Okay? If you are, let me know and we'll talk about it. We'll work. I'll take you into private therapy regardless if you're a complete social failure. Really though, not just, oh, I fail, I'm failing, which is a sign of narcissism. This devaluation. Okay, let's get into it. Just need my tea because I'm on a juice cleanse before having my trip to Korea. If you're not following me on social media, go ahead. There is actually prettier. Go ahead and subscribe to my Instagram. I will be posting about Korea. I will be posting about a special new project that is happening there. And I will be just sharing with you my life and some insights, which I do a lot. So haven't posted anything today yet. Go check it out. Let's figure out what is the difference between narcissistic personality disorder and narcissistic traits, narcissistic personality, right? Narcissistic personality disorder is where you have those tyrants, okay? They come from two different ways. They can happen because of two different factors. Obviously, there is a genetic predisposition to that because we all have some kind of ancestral weaknesses that we can pick up on even in the womb already. But usually it comes from this narcissistic personality disorder, can come from two different scenarios, two different vectors. One of them is when there is no such thing as no for the kid. When a child gets born in the family and he becomes the idol of the whole family, like Dudley, for example. Remember Harry Potter Dudley? He would grow up to be a fucking tyrant. He would grow up having a narcissistic personality disorder if the thing that happened to him didn't happen. He became a vegetable. Different story. Anyway, so if a kid becomes the idol of the family and they're usually a little chubby, just like our Dudley, there is no such thing as no. They can eat, they can do absolutely anything. They're always cherished. They're like this little cherry of the family, the cherry pie, the little best, you're the best, you're the greatest, you are, oh my God. There is a guy in Russia, which you don't know, his name is Morgenstern, which I think he might have that because they usually grow up becoming very, very tyrannish. In the family, in close relationship, it's very hard to be with them. They will pay you, they will sing you serenades, they will serenade you, they will tell you how amazing you are just to get you a little bit close. And then once you're close, they're going to expect you to become their slave, literally. They will expect you to say yes to everything that you say, to constantly praise them, to treat them like a king. With the narcissistic personality disorder, the bad thing about it is that they truly believe that they are the greatest, the best, the most, the absolute gods, right? And they usually have it not based on social proof. They just have that very wrong self-image internally without having a lot of proof. Like Dudley wasn't the greatest, but because he was told that by his parents, he decided that that is true, which actually is not his fault. He was just raised that way. And then the second type, the second variation of becoming having a narcissistic personality disorder would be the complete opposite, is when a kid grows up in a freaking poverty. It usually happens around wartime. There are a lot of narcissists that are born or they develop around war times because times are hard you don't have enough to eat, you don't have anywhere to sleep, you don't have much to get. It's very hard to survive. And people who get through that and achieve great heights, again, this is also helping them, right? You have to be born with this predisposition of the fiery personality of fuck the world, I'm gonna go and get it, I'm gonna go and win. And then they get it, they become super successful. For example, my father has a narcissistic personality disorder. It's very hard to create and to contain close relationship with him. But somehow they found each other with my mom, because she is the other type of narcissist. She doesn't have a narcissistic personality disorder, but she is a narcissist who is very cold, and it's also very hard for her to get close emotional connections. So they vibed, okay? They vibed, and here I am. I was born from this beautiful narcissistic family. Regardless, they don't have any empathy. Narcissistic personality disorder is very hard on empathy for any narcissist, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. There are two things that you can differentiate them with. You always usually feel a sense of shame next to them, right? And with the disorder people, they say that to you openly. They'll tell you you're not enough. They will tell you, they will abuse you. They will tell you you're bad, you're wrong, you're nothing. You're not nothing with me. You can't do anything without me. You're not beautiful, you're not smart, you're this, that. You've never achieved anything. So they will tell you just to keep you close. And they love to abuse people because they truly believe that. Then they can switch and they can start serenading to you again, but then they will do that once again. With them, empathy doesn't work. They lack empathy. And if you start empathizing with them, you're just gonna be in their web. They don't really care. They're incapable to actually empathize with people. So that is narcissistic personality disorder. We have two different, there's toxic narcissism, right? Two different ways. Again, it's pretty rare. Believe it or not, as a clinical psychologist, it's really rare to find somebody with a narcissistic personality disorder because it is more uncommon, it's more harsh. The other one, the one we're going to go into, the narcissistic personalities, is very common. We live in the world of narcissism, 21st century, where we have media, where we have selfies, where we have Instagram and social platforms, where we see how important it is to succeed. When we see others, when we constantly taught to compare ourselves to somebody else, with somebody else. Oh, she's more beautiful, he's more successful, he has a better car, he has a better house, they have a better kid, she wrote a book. Oh my God, this is narcissistic, very, because we start comparing ourselves with others, we start seeing ourselves through the prism of other people. And this can also be an amazing hack for you to succeed. Actually, without narcissism, there wouldn't be any successful people, because when we achieve new heights, we want to be seen, right? Narcissism and confidence go hand in hand. When you know your worth, when you know your achievements, when you, instead of going down and starting to judge yourself, but to praise yourself and actually see yourself in the eyes of the better version of you, that goes hand in hand with narcissism. This trait, this personality trait, is something that helps you get that drive of being, I want to be better, I want to have a car like him, I want to have a career like her, I want to become more successful, richer, more confident, more beautiful, skinnier, richer, etc., etc. That is healthy narcissism. And if you have that, congratulations, you have narcissistic trait. Better take care of it, better become friends with it overall, right? Hello. Without it, there is no social success. You would be somewhere in the mountains doing hell knows what. So the second part, the narcissistic personalities, right? Like me, hello, like a lot of people that you know, it usually comes when a kid from two scenarios that can happen. One is coldness when they grow up, especially from the mother. As I mentioned, my mother is narcissist herself. She has a narcissistic personality. her connection to her feelings is blocked. And for narcissists, their connection with their feelings for a long time, they're blocked. It's frozen, right? It's very, very scary because your entire body, who you really are, your true personality, it developed a frozen ice around it just not to get hurt as a protective mechanism. But the empathy, the feelings, they're all right there. They still exist. It's just this this protection, this shield that a kid develops in order to survive. There's one story that one of my supervisors told me. So a woman came in, and obviously the woman didn't come in for herself. She came in for her own daughter. She's like, I want you to take a look at my daughter. And then the supervisor started checking out. When you bring a child, you always work with the whole family. And this woman, this mother, she had a story that her own mother told her when she was a little baby, when she was a little girl. She said, if you were pretty, I would have stayed. But look at you, you're ugly. So you're going to live with your grandmother. I'm going to go get my life together. Right? It's very cold for a kid to hear those words. So this woman developed a narcissistic protective mechanisms. So she grew up really taking care of herself, of her appearance, because maybe one day mama will come back and take me because now I'm pretty. You see what I'm going with that? So that can be one way, is when your parent, your primary caretaker is really cold towards you, and you don't know, every time you try to connect emotionally, you're met with a block. Your feelings are not really valued, your feelings are not really cared for, so you develop this protective mechanism to protect your own feelings. That's why when you meet somebody who has not worked on himself or herself, who has a narcissistic personality, one of the first things you will feel is a little coldness, okay? You can be aware of it. I know I give that vibe out when I don't want it, but because I've been in therapy for many, many years, and I'm a clinical psychologist along with many other things, I know how to vary that. If I don't want to be seen, if I don't want to go and like, all my feelings out, hello, let's talk about your feelings, let's share that, I will give out that shield of a very cold person, right? Very cold personality. But why it comes, why it develops in people is because honestly, they're just too afraid to be hurt, because their feelings were not listened to and cared for when they were young children. So they developed this in order to save their feelings. Make sense? And then the other one, I had personally a mixture of these two ways of growing up, of these two developmental scenarios. So I can tell you about both of them. And then we'll go about what to do with it, right? If you know this is you, if you're like, okay, yeah, that's me, we'll talk about it, because you have to have the personality trait, narcissistic personality trait. It's something that will get you and gets you towards success, towards that next level in all different aspects of life. So keep watching. So the second scenario is when a kid is shown, or when a parent wants to make something out of a kid. You are going to be a greatest athlete. And the kid grows up knowing that he or she receives love only when they become the greatest athlete. And their feelings, honestly, are not cared for overall, right? They need to fit a certain image. They need to fit a certain box in order to receive parents' love. And that's the second type of scenario with which a narcissistic personality can develop. Because then you grow up and you're like, I have to be this. This is where this box, I don't know what this is Illuminati. This is where I receive love. Everything else, my feelings are not really cared for. So that is it. For me, it was both. For me, my mom was very cold. She has a problem to get in touch with her feelings, which we're working on now constantly. Like, I am coming to her and I'm like, mamula, mamula, mamula. That's the Russian way of saying that. Let's talk. I need to talk to you. How do you feel in this moment? What's happening to you right now? So I'm in therapy with her consciously. I know what I'm doing with that. But I had that. And also I was raised to be special someone, right? I was raised to fit in a specific box. So these are two things that touched my DNA, touched my my mind, my brain development, and they're like, okay, that's what created me as a narcissistic personality. But as you can see, there is nothing negative about that. Specifically, narcissistic personalities, narcissistic traits is a must. They're actually very, very empathetic people. The only thing what happens is that they close off so much, and they themselves feel so much shame that whenever you come in contact with, you can start feeling shame as well. But that's not your feeling, that's their feeling. They feel like they need to become or be that special someone just to be loved, just because their confidence depends on that. But I love my narcissists. I love this trait. That's why, my beautiful people, if you want to learn more about that, I decided that when I go to Korea, I'm going to shoot a mini course for you to heal your narcissistic trauma, for you not to feel blocked from your emotions, for you to know how to get close relationship, build close relationship, be in contact, for you to know how to use that just from a positive side, just to get that trait of confidence, of go-getter, I am the best, I deserve the best in life, that willingness to be yourself without fear of being a failure, without fear of being not loved, of any of that, right? Because narcissism touches on all of these things. It touches on your money, on your realization in your life, on your love life. So I'm going to do a mini course, and if you want to learn more, don't forget to send me your email and your name, and you'll be the first one to know when it drops. Plus, I will channel the egregor of Korea while I'm there, because Koreans know exactly what narcissism is. But we're going to heal it. We're going to heal it. You don't need a plastic surgeon in order to feel like you deserve it all. I love you, my favorite people. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click like button, subscribe button, bell button, subscribe to my Instagram. I will see you in the next video. Ciao and bye-bye.